Hi everyone, today we're going to examine the Elsbridge Platform as my next Thomas Wooden Railway discussion. Most of you know what the Elsbridge Station is, but the Elsbridge Platform is a little bit different. The Elsbridge Station was sold individually in the beginning of the 90s, and then among other things was sold in the Come Out Henry set. But the Elsbridge Platform is much rarer than the station itself and was sold only, I believe, as itself in stores, and that was it. And so the Elsbridge Platform is pretty hard to come by, but it's really nice because once you actually have the Elsbridge Station and the Elsbridge Platform, you realize that the two work together very, very nicely. I guess Learning Curve's intent was that you would use the pedestrian bridge, which is a Thomas Wooden Railway destination by them. You would use that along with the platform and the station. So for example, a passenger gets off Birdie the bus and heads to the station, and that's where the passengers buys the ticket to wherever they're going. Let's just say Tidmouth, for example. And then the passenger buys the ticket, but the platform is on the other side, and so on the other side of the track, and so they must climb over the pedestrian bridge, and then they'll go wait at the platform. So the idea of the platform is that it's a waiting area for the passengers, and the station part is where maybe you relax, you go inside if you have, if you have to wait a while if a train's not coming. But the platform is if, your train's coming and you're ready to get on it, pretty much. So the Elsbridge Station is a really nice model, and I was really interested in getting this Elsbridge Platform because the two are similar because they're supposed to work together. So let's examine this Elsbridge Platform. And it has a little bit of a surprise to it. Right when I take this roof off, you're going to kind of see how strange of a destination this really is. There's nothing quite like this in the Thomas Wooden Railway line, which makes it really unique. And as I take this apart, you realize that it's going to come out just to be 4 separate parts. And let's just start the discussion with this piece of wood right here that has a hole in the side. And that's pretty much the foundation for this Thomas Wooden Railway item. I mean, that's really what it is. The next item is this green pole, which adds a lot of color to this destination. Let's stick it in right there. And the third part is this block of wood with pretty much just a sticker on it. This block of wood's really, really nice. It's very smooth, and the sticker is the most interesting part because there's a lot of added extra detail. Even though it's a sticker, it's a really, really nice sticker. What's interesting to know here is that Elsbridge is spelled differently. Usually it's only spelled with one L, but here it's spelled with 2. I believe the 1 L is correct. So that's kind of interesting, and it's spelled that way on the station as well. So a little bit of a boo-boo for Learning Curve there. Like I said, the sticker has a lot of detail. Nice sign. The man behind the counter kind of looks a little bit like Ringo Starr, maybe. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but he looks a little bit like him. He may have that man behind the counter may not be Ringo Starr at all. Who knows? But this is where it's really cool if it will focus. You see these magazines right below the window here. All these magazines, they have to do with trains and stuff. And the one I just want to point out really quickly is the one right next to the train that looks like it's about to, come out of the magazine. It has red and blue. And the one directly to the right of that magazine is actually appears to be a Thomas Wooden Railway yearbook, because it's really hard to see on this camera, but if you look at it really closely, I think that's the 100-piece set right there that the children are playing with. It's hard to see because the magazine's in front of it, but I find that really, really cool that they would throw that in there. So there's a whole lot of other different magazines, some of them train related, some of them not, but this is just a really very nice sticker, and it's the same thing on the other side, so it doesn't matter which way you face it, it's still going to work. So let's place that in here. You can place it anywhere, in fact, along here, but let's just place it at the end so that the roof has somewhere to stand. This roof, just a very simple piece of wood as well. This color is actually really nice. I actually don't know what exact color it is, but it works really nice, especially with the green on the station. And it has this little groove in here because you'll see in a little bit how this all fits together. So in a way, it's set up kind of similar to the station, but at the same time, it's not. So if I come in here and put the roof on, this is the tricky part. You kind of have to make sure it's all balanced and level. And let's scoot it over here just a little bit. That's the Elsbridge Platform. So it's different than Tidmouth or Wellsworth, where it's pretty much all put together. For example, Elsbridge Station, it doesn't come in the package, like ready to go. You have to put it together, you know, some assembly required, but this is a lot of assembly required, if I may say so myself. It's quite a handful to put together, and it may actually, the reason why they took it out, probably because it was a little bit of a challenge for kids to put together. This is very, very, very flimsy. That's kind of concerning. It will only be a matter of time when I'm walking on my layout and this thing just comes crumbling down because my foot hits it. But you know what? It's really cool because it's open, and you can realistically see where the passengers would stand. Now, I actually do have some wooden railway models right here, and for example, this is these are just 2 passengers, and you know, supposedly this is supposed to be a platform, and they would stand under the platform in the shade waiting for their train. But I'll just say, I mean, I wouldn't even try to squeeze them in there, but these models are too big to do that. So I don't know if they were intended to be able to fit on there, or if you know that if you just kind of to suspend your disbelief, or you know, I mean, even the child is too small, as you can see right there. He's standing on the platform, and I know my finger's in the way, but he's too tall to fit under there. So I don't know if that was an intention. I don't know if that's another mistake, but your wooden railway models, they will not fit under there. So you know, that may not even matter to some people, but I thought I'd just throw that in there. One other thing I will show before I end this review is the packaging that this came in, because this is I got it brand new off of eBay, and this packaging, if you ever bought a 1992 item, the packaging is much different than what we see today. Everything's stored away in a box and you can't see it. But everything back in 1992, when the Thomas Wooden Railway line was brand new, everything was clear. You could clearly see what you were getting. And so I was a little bit freaked out when I ordered this off of eBay, and it came, and I saw all these pieces everywhere over in here, and I was like, oh no, it's broken. Oh man, what am I going to do? But you know what, that ended up not being the case, so it was okay. So this is from 1992. I know this because I have when I bought my Douglas, it came in a very similar packaging, although the packaging was yellow, and I believe that was just because of all the sun it had been exposed to. This is just a very nice logo. Thomas the Tank Engine and Friends, Elsbridge Platform, as seen on Shining Time, the television series where Thomas and Friends was featured. And then this is something that we'll never ever see again in the Thomas Wooden Railway line, made of wood. Yep, we will never see that again. That's long and forgotten. I love these old signs, and they actually kept this logo on their products for quite some time for Thomas's friends and their families ages 2 to 102. So I felt really bad about the grandma or grandpa who was 103 and couldn't play with this stuff. But one other thing I'll just say about the packaging is, I know a lot of people complain that Thomas Wooden Railway is expensive, and it's true that it is expensive, but it's always been expensive, and that's the thing. I mean, $41 just for that, I mean, that's actually, I mean, even with inflation, that's probably around $50 just for that. So yeah, a lot of people, and like Thomas Wooden Railway is expensive, but you know, it's more expensive in other places. But ever since the start, Thomas Wooden Railway has been expensive, and that's pretty much, it's not just been recently. Obviously prices have gone up, but it's always been relatively expensive. So guys, that's it for this Thomas Wooden Railway discussion on the Elsbridge Platform. This will be featured in my series along with the pedestrian bridge and the Elsbridge Station that I already have. I thank you for sitting through this Thomas Wooden Railway discussion. You guys are the best fans ever. I thank you for your support, and I hope to see you back. I hope to see you back here again for more Thomas Wooden Railway discussions. Bye for now.